What keeps you awake at night?
Sea levels are rising globally.
Fears fueled by horror stories.
Among the worst flu season in a decade, and it hasn't peaked yet.
We all know the atomic bomb is very dangerous.
Another series of deadly terror attacks.
Because you know that thing your brain does in the middle of the night? This crazy thing where it takes a small problem and it just makes it enormous?
And we have returned.
Yes, we have.
Do you have a story?
I have a freaky story.
Ooh.
It's not that freaky. It's just sort of horrible to listen to. Great, here we go. So, are you familiar with Trader Joe's orange chicken?
100%. Yes.
Yeah. Pretty tasty-ish, but the problem with it, as we learned last night, is that you have to sort of heat up a giant bowl of liquid to use it. And that proved too difficult for my beautiful boyfriend, who grabbed it with an oven mitt, and it started to slip, and then he grabbed it with his free hand, and then proceeded to spill it all over his forearm, which now has a second-degree burn on it. So that...
He's foreign.
Stop it! They don't know what that is. My boyfriend's from Brazil, but he's lived here for 12 years. There's no context here. Olivia, you can't say that! So he struggled, and I had to go to Rite Aid and get him gauze. So now he's in gauze. And that was my night last night when we were trying to watch Stranger Things. So.
Well, speaking of watching things... Today, as I'm sure you've read the title of the podcast episode, we're talking about a movie I've seen 3 times. The Emoji
Which I
Movie.
just I can't believe you've seen it 3 times. That hurts my soul.
It's so horribly good.
That's a really good way of putting it. It didn't exceed my expectations, which is, I think, where I'll leave it.
You had expectations?
Low ones, like really, really, like 0% on Rotten Tomatoes low. That was where I was at, and it was not even that good.
Wow.
And, like, I get that it's a kid's movie and that we are not the target audience for any of this. But there is a question I had for you, Olivia. I have one question. It's just, do you think Jean's kind of hot?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Totally. Yeah.
Oh, Brooke! No!
I am absolutely 1000% kidding. I just wanted to see what you'd say.
Yeah, no. Also, who's the voice actor for that again?
Oh, God, his name escapes me. I wrote down everyone else's name but his.
Yeah, he is a terrible person.
Is he? Oh, no.
Yeah. He was alleged to have, like legitimately date raped someone he knew in college.
Fuck.
And also, he called in a bomb threat on somebody on the subway that he didn't like.
What the shit?
Anyway, with that, let's transition into discussing the Emoji Movie.
Yeah. Well, you've seen it 3
summary?
times. Yeah, you've seen it 3 times, so I think it's fair for you to maybe do it.
Okay. It opens in a classroom. The premise, so there's 2 parallel stories that occurred, right? The premise in the opener is that it's a middle school, I assume. I don't know. I'm old now, so anyone.
Yeah, I think it's freshman year of high school. I think that's where we are.
Fuck, they're just getting younger and younger.
Yeah, they look like little cherub characters. It's insane.
Yeah. Okay. So freshman year of high school, never a good year of high school. And it's a guy who likes a girl, and he's texting people and her on his phone. And then it jump cuts inside of the phone to explain where emojis come from. The opening is replete with obnoxious puns with the emojis.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it 3 times, and I consistently block them out because of how contrived they are. It's like play on of like sushi roll, or like somebody's like shocked and like a little, it was like a whale and like a squirt thing appears next to it and they're like ha ha ha, and you're like,
Huh?
oh boy. And that just sets the tone for like the rest of the fucking movie.
Yeah,
So
that there exists a poop emoji opens so many unnecessary doors.
yes,
And boy, do they take advantage of it.
yeah, they really do. And
They really wring that joke out for all it's worth. Oh.
and you know, Patrick Stewart really raking in the money that he
Patrick,
doesn't need.
why?
Patrick fucking Stewart, a
Sir
professionally trained
Patrick.
actor.
He's knighted! He has a knighting! He's been
Yeah.
a knight!
Yeah.
Ugh.
Sir Patrick Stewart
Sir.
plays the poop emoji. And it goes to, I guess, what is equivalent to an emoji film studio.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that old TV show, Hollywood Squares. You ever heard of that? Anyway, it looks like a TV studio.
Yeah, I guess, okay, yeah. It's like this, like, essentially, the setup of this studio is like a giant circular room, and then there are cubes, like, on each wall, and it's like an emoji sits inside of the cube, and then apparently they have this very, very elaborate, like, hand pointer where every time an emoji is selected, it scans and, like, selects and scans that emoji, which just, as far as, like, engineering goes, seems like the least efficient way to do that.
It's incredible. It's like Blade Runner level
Yeah.
insane. Like,
Right? So that's the setup, and the conflict is, God, I don't know their names. What's the meh? What's his name?
Our main character man.
Yeah.
His name's Gene.
Right, so Gene is the son. He is a meh emoji and the son of two meh emojis.
You know, the emoji that you use all the time.
The meh,
Meh.
if you will. And I don't know if it's like bring your child to work day or they're just transitioning them out of commission.
Yeah, they like retire, I guess, and then their offspring take over. Which
Yeah.
brings my first question up. Do emojis fuck?
Yes.
Olivia, do emojis fuck?
They
are they
have
out here
to.
fucking? Because if
Okay,
they are, then
And also, to what degree is this, if a meh emoji is only yielded from two meh
it's straight up
emojis,
eugenics. That was my next thing. It's straight up fucking eugenics.
Yeah. Seems a little incesty.
Right? It's pure bloodlines, Olivia. You gotta keep the bloodline pure.
Alabama increases.
Oh boy.
I mean, but it's like, yeah, so there's some questions arisen. And I guess like very like right off the back, Gene is capable of showing multiple emotions, which is not really kosher in the emoji world, which, if I may say, is such a, dare I say, contrived plot point. It is so like textbook definition Campbellian cycle of the hero, just picks the most mundane thing to go against in this world.
Yeah.
And is like, doesn't adhere to being the way that society prescribes you to have to be. Wow, what a conflict.
Gosh, I am
Like every
riveted.
movie ever, but worse.
Well, and like you have to wonder, what could they possibly have done with this premise? There was nothing else.
I guess. And I think before he's even brought to like commission, he gets led into this VIP lounge with the most used emojis.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's like no reason for that to have been a thing.
Yeah, no reason other than, again, this like we have to adhere to pre-designed necessity for conflict, and I guess clearly good people and bad people. My vocabulary in this episode is just going to like heighten as I just tear this movie apart. And apparently the most popular emoji and the one that's like in charge is the smiley face emoji, and she's like leaning like, and of course, as I'm certain nobody is shocked, the smiley emoji is secretly evil, and she continues to smile through the whole thing like that's her shtick.
Go figure, huh?
Even when she's mad. Which, I mean, great for her, I guess, that she can't show any other emotion. I guess she's very successful in this society. So, of course, Gene's first day on the job, he gets a little nervous. And
got the first day jitters.
So, because he gets nervous when he is selected to be sent, he panics and shifts through every emotion at once.
Except the one he is.
And I guess that's scanned and sent through the phone because, like, the guy is trying to respond to his crush back in, this high school version of reality, and tries to select meh, and selects this weird scanned thing that is, like, a bizarre, emoji that nobody's ever seen before, which for him, he's like, damn, that's weird. And then...
Yeah, his assumption is that his phone is broken, which is, like, not... how that would happen. Like, I know I'm, like, questioning the logic of a children's movie about emojis living in your phone, but, like, I don't know, if I tapped on an emoji and then suddenly this weird abomination appeared on my screen, I'd be calling a priest, not AT&T.
Yeah, I feel like I would just delete the app and re-download it.
Right?
Like,
it's just broken. The app is broken.
The whole phone. We gotta throw the whole phone away.
Throw it away.
And then it jump cuts back to the emoji, I guess their plane of existence, and they're losing their fucking minds because their first thought is the whole phone's going away and we're all going to die. And I'm like, wow, where did you get that from? Crazy. And so begins our Campbellian descent into, I guess, the other world of the phone, because very quickly he's picked up by, like, Handy or something, which is like a high five emoji.
Yeah.
Plays by James Corden,
Again,
who is just
why?
insufferable. I cannot stand James Corden.
You know, it's funny. Until this movie, I was like, yeah, there's a guy with a talk show. I see why he has a talk show. He seems like a charming enough dude. And in the hour and a half that it took for me to complete this movie, I never want to see or hear of James Corden ever again.
You know, I remember we have a British family, and I mentioned James Corden somehow, and he literally said to me, God, I hate that man so much. You guys can have him. And
Why?
They need to take him back. England.
Ship
England,
him away.
Just UK in general. Find your representative. Take him back.
We don't want him.
Please take him back. He's hosted the Tonys twice now. God.
Which needs to stop happening.
Anybody else. Yeah.
Also,
and
the
then
smiley
the
face
high five
for
guy.
reference. Smiley face is played by Maya Rudolph, which broke my heart.
God, Maya.
She deserves so much more.
Ugh. What was the hand's name?
High five?
Yeah.
That was his name. High five.
I'm sorry.
Oh, were you expecting something original?
Why is Gene named Gene?
I know!
Okay.
All
Whatever.
the faces have names, but all, like, the objects, like, the poop emoji is just called poop emoji, which is so...
Yeah.
Is that racist?
It could be. It could entirely be. And
This is so awful.
so I guess high five
Yeah.
takes Gene down to the least used emojis basement,
It's like a cellar.
which seems inefficient, but
Yeah.
sure. More puns, which are just nauseating at some point.
I do want to point out really quick that, like, the whole system breaks down when Gene fucks up, and we come to find that the punishment for doing your job poorly is death. They delete you. That's what happens if you fuck up on the job.
Which, kids, by the way, is exactly what the workforce looks like.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, holy shit, this is some anti-capitalist commentary. It's incredible.
God.
And also, what a terrible, like, high-pressure system. It's not even on a delay. Like,
Yeah.
at least reality television is on a delay or whatever, but this is...
Do you know why it's on a delay? Did I tell you that?
I think you did, but for the sake of our viewers, listeners, whatever.
I'm pretty sure news, at least in California, had like officially gone on delay when there was a man who was like trying to jump off a bridge or something, and they were
yes.
doing it live, and it was during children's like television hour, and because it was live, it caught when he like either shot himself or jumped live.
Ooh.
And they were like, ooh, 15-second delay.
Gotta start doing that.
Which you'd
Woof.
think they would have found in the Emoji Movie at this point, but I
You'd
guess
think.
not.
But no.
What a high-pressure, non-forgiving environment.
Right?
But whatever.
Also, what happened, like, there's a whole hierarchy here, right? So there's only one family of Mez, right? So
Yeah.
it's the mom and the dad. And then, like, what happens if they murder their son? Like, do they have to have another kid? Or what if they die
to
first?
fuck again.
Do they have to fuck again? They're clearly out of, like, prime child-rearing age. So what happens then? What if they die before the kid is of age, right? Like, there's just no meh emoji all of a
Hey,
sudden?
You're very passionate about the genealogy.
It doesn't make sense!
I think you've seen this film to know that's the least of our concerns.
If somebody doesn't figure this out, I'm gonna scream.
So hand high five
Yeah.
takes him downstairs to the cellar so that they can escape because Gene's plan of attack. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen the movie 3 times, and I really don't know what his end goal was.
So the idea is that they were going to go to the cloud with a hacker at this point who is unnamed.
Yeah.
And once they're there, they can access the source code and take out whatever part of Gene makes him glitchy, right? So then
Right.
he can go back and do his job right, and everything will be fine. You know, because they're
Right.
not trying to murder him or anything like that.
Well, that is probably why I didn't remember it, because that still doesn't really make sense to me.
Nope.
But sure. So they escape the phone, and oh my god. And their way of getting out of the Emoji app is to run across this like weird barrier, which puts them on the little space in between your apps. Like, you
Yeah.
know, when you have your apps on your phone and there's like space between them, and they start traveling through that to get to other apps. Now, this is critical because they're like, the cloud app is at this location, but we can't go there directly.
No, we can't walk there.
So,
Yeah, they keep saying, it's on the other side of the phone, as if that's not, like, maybe a couple 100 feet.
yeah, even for emoji size, is maybe a 20-minute light walk.
Right? Like,
right?
each app looks to be about maybe 7 emojis put end to end. So it's like, come on, man, you're not that out of shape, are you?
Yeah, and then their solution of like why they can't walk there directly is because the smile emoji sends these like deleting police after Gene to like eliminate him from the code.
Oh, yeah, and we could talk all day about how the deleting sentinels or whatever that she sends out, they're just like, I think in a completely unintentional but rather apt metaphor for the police, like today. Because they end up going to this, like, pirate bar.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, is they were like,
God.
we can't go there directly, so instead, we're going to go through this app, which
It's a
seems like it would take an equal amount of time to just walk next to the app button, but sure. And so they walk into this pirate bar, and it's supposed to be like a virus bar, which why...
this doesn't make any sense. The high five dude says, we need to go to the piracy app.
What app
What
is
the
that?
fuck is the piracy app?
What app is that?
I just download this app to pirate to my heart's content. That's a thing that Apple offers. What?
Right?
What is this?
God.
And then of course they walk in and it's completely like literal pirate themed, which is so on the nose.
Again, so many puns.
They're not
so
even
many
good.
puns.
That's not even a pun. It's just like
No,
yeah,
like, I mean, they have,
there
like,
it is.
like, oh my God, like I said, it was so ham-handed.
Yeah.
Like, High Five would be like, oh, there's the, God, what did he say? He was like, there's the, like...
You talking about the internet trolls?
Yes, there's
Oh
the
my
internet
God.
trolls, and it cuts to a table with actual trolls with, like, they look like neckbeards, and you're like...
Which is so fucking funny, because, like, I just don't, I don't think the writers understand what things are. Like, who has to tell them that internet trolls are real people? Like,
Somebody's gotta email them and let
those are
them know.
humans, my friend. That's not a virus that's telling you that you suck on the internet. That is a person who personally hates you.
Oh
Man.
my God.
It's just so much.
And then-
Anyway, ugh.
My favorite. You find the female protagonist, which is just such a 3 edgy 5 me character.
I have a question about this.
Yeah.
Why is every single female character in, like, stuff like this just a carbon copy of Ramona Flowers from Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah, it's like she's wearing a fucking beanie and she
Right?
has like what is black hair or is
with
purple
blue
hair.
streaks. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's what it was. It was the fucking streaks. And
It's like exactly Wild Style from the Lego movie.
yeah, and she's just angry for no reason. Like, she's, like, quote-unquote hacking something, which I have my own things to ask and question, like, why an emoji is capable of hacking, but sure.
Whatever.
And then she's like, I'm not gonna fucking help you, or she doesn't say that, but it says, I'm not gonna help you. And then the piracy police show up, and she just has a random change of heart based on him saying something along the lines of, we're going to the cloud. And she's like...
No. He starts doing other emotions with his face.
Oh, that's what it is.
And she's immediately is like, oh, okay, let's go. And
Which-
there's just, what?
Even knowing what the final plot point is still makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, you'd think, based on the reaction, like, oh, maybe she can do the same thing. They're like kindred spirits or whatever. Nah. It just never comes up again.
Yeah. It's,
Nope.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll help you, stranger. And then they leave, and then they go to the Candy Crush app.
I
Which
actually
I just
completely forgot about that.
Stop this plot entirely because I need to discuss this scene. So they fall into Candy Crush, and Jean accidentally falls into the actual Candy Crush like screen, like the one that you swipe on. And because he's circled and like a circular yellow thing, he sticks in there and can't move because the game quote unquote identifies him as a candy. And they start moving him around, and they're left with this option of they either move Jean in a way where he'll like pop into like and like match on a row.
Right.
And she goes, well, I don't know. He could either disappear forever or be saved. And it cuts to him like disappearing forever, and then flash cuts back to him not have moved at all. And she's like, I guess we have to try it. And I'm like,
Right? Like, she
what
only
is-
considers the worst case scenario, and then she does it anyway?
right. And he just like pops back into a gumball machine of sorts, and they pull him
Yeah.
out. But that was a waste of like 8 minutes of screen time
It was
because
so
Candy Crush paid several $1 million to be featured in the film.
And they just, like, copy-pasted the background of all of those scenes from Wreck-It Ralph. Like,
Yes.
it was absolutely just... They called over at Disney, and they were like, hey, we're running out of time. Can you just
email
send
us the attachment?
all of it? Thank you so
Yeah.
much. It's like, what the fuck happened here? Also,
and then-
fun
so
point
that was-
of reference, they make so many weird addiction jokes with High Five in that sequence.
Yeah, about
he's-
candy addiction.
Yeah,
and
he's
shit.
supposed to be addicted to candy, but, like, they for surezies based it off of, like, a coke addict.
Yeah.
And it's, why? Why
Yeah.
did they do that?
Well, thankfully that sequence only took up 11 minutes of my life because then we go to the next app that someone paid several $1 million to have featured in that film, and that is it's YouTube first, right?
Briefly, yeah.
No, wait, that's the parents. Okay,
Yes.
wait, yeah.
And
so
we have to go into the parents later. I have a whole thing about the parents.
Okay, so YouTube does get featured, but we're going to put that to the side. The
Right.
next one that their group goes to is Just Dance,
Which doesn't have an app.
Oh my god.
How would you even use it? Olivia, how would you use it?
And so I guess the conflict is like this hacker emoji, whatever, is like, I can't dance. And I think High Five starts the app or something, and they have to dance across this platform of death.
Isn't it weird how all the games are, like, specifically tailored to the emojis and not, like, what the user of the phone would be seeing?
Yeah, that shit's fucking hilarious. Isn't it almost like this company paid several $1 million to get featured in this film?
Oh, man. When was the last time anyone played Just Dance?
I can't remember a time that I played Just Dance.
But hey, Just Dance producers, if you're listening to this, I know you guys have fallen on some rough times, and I mean, obviously taking out $1 million ad with the Emoji Movie didn't do anything, but I guarantee you, if you sponsor Things That Keep Me Up at Night, we guarantee a resurgence in sales of Just Dance for Nintendo Switch, and hey, we only ask for $10,000, so imagine the returns on that investment. That's a steal.
Do it! If you could just email us at ttkemeupbiz@gmail.com. Much appreciated.
My operators are standing by.
Literally, like, this episode, we're like, when is the last fucking time you played Just Dance? The next episode, we're like, and this episode is brought to you by Just Dance. God, I love that app. I play it every day. Brooke,
yeah,
right?
Oh my
you
god,
play it
it's
every
so
day?
fun. I play it all the time on my phone because that's possible.
And so they start like dancing or something, and it's this weird like sexual tension between Gene and hacker emoji.
I can't stand that they tried to make the emojis sexual. What? How dare you?
And like in the middle of this dance sequence, the police robots that are trying to kill them, instead of just shooting them,
which they
also have to dance towards them.
Yeah.
And I believe it's High Five makes like 3 mistakes, and when you make 3 mistakes, then you like fall into the trash bin of the phone.
Oh, no. What happens is at this point in the film, the child who owns the phone has decided that he doesn't want to play anymore because the phone has been ruining his life because it keeps making noises on its own on account of the emojis going haywire. So he takes it to his cell provider, and they
no. That part's later.
Oh no. He deletes the app.
Yes. Yeah, because Just Dance is making noise, so he deletes it. Which, by the way, your phone going off in class is social suicide. According to this movie, he was like, I need to delete this app. I need to take this phone back. It's ruining my life. People hate me. Which, I mean, I guess isn't incorrect for how I felt in high school, but
I don't know, man. Like, my phone going off in class, like, so the general idea is it starts making the Just Dance noises. And so people all turn around and they're like, wanna dance? What a loser. And even the teacher, like, gets on the bandwagon and is like, this is unacceptable behavior. How dare you? And, like, it's this huge deal. Just turn off the fucking ringer. Like, what?
Like, I think my phone has gone off in class many a time. I reach in and click a button, and the most the teacher said is, please turn your phone off. Or, at most, give me your phone.
Yeah,
really?
That's like the worst it ever got, and that was if you were like actively using it in class. But he had it face down on his desk, and everybody gave him just no end of shit. God. I just don't think that the adults who wrote this movie understand how things are ever.
Yeah,
and I have this fair. In my notes. I have it in my notes 4 different times. Why do adults write movies? Like, I don't.
Yeah. It's accurate. It's accurate.
Yeah. Anyway,
And
so they delete
because
the app.
boy deletes the app,
Yeah.
the little panels that are like holding him up disintegrate, and for whatever sheer luck, the hacker emoji and Jean are saved. Where the handyman
High
high five.
Holy shit.
High five falls into the abyss of trash, which mood?
Also, does your phone have a trash, Olivia?
No, it doesn't. What the fuck?
Yeah, when I delete things from my phone, it is just gone.
God, do you ever forget to empty the trash can on your phone?
All the time. All the time. It's my biggest problem. God.
And so they exit, and there's a conflict because Jean's like, we have to go back for high five. And she's like, why?
Which
And he's
honestly, mood. Like, they've done no legwork to develop this friendship between High Five and Jean. All High Five has done up to this point is be annoying.
Yeah.
Like, and kind of mean.
Yeah. Too much.
Who cares? Fuck.
And so now they go to the trash can app, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
So they go to the trash can app, and they have to like pull High Five out of the trash can app. And there's like the girl from Just Dance that's also in there, and
Leave her ass behind.
yeah, they save no one. They save no one.
God. So yeah, this is the thing, is that like everybody who got de-rezzed by the like Sentinel police or whatever has actually been sent to the trash. So like apparently there was just no risk in Jean getting deleted, right? Because he just would go to the trash.
Yeah.
So I guess that removes that stake.
Yep. Pull handsy, high five, whatever.
Handsy.
He just looks like a hamburger helper hand.
He does look. Oh my god. He's naked though. It's risque.
And so they pull High Five out of the trash.
Ugh.
And then I feel like they go to Twitter, right?
No, at that point they
This is when Jean's parents come back into play, right?
yeah, I think pretty quickly after this they end up at the cloud though.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because it has the birds.
Right.
That's what I was thinking of.
I hate this.
Ugh. And so they show up at the cloud, and Hacker Girl's like, fuck yes, I'm free. And I believe it was when she was in the dance place you find out she's not the Hacker Girl, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
When she becomes the princess.
Oh no, that's in the cloud, cause
Okay, yeah.
So the timeline here is super dumb. So Jean has addressed that he has romantic feelings for Hacker Girl. I have already forgotten her name.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Jailbreak. That's her name, which is so fucking dumb. Anyway, so Jean has feelings for Jailbreak because she's a typical manic pixie dream girl. You know how it is. Just can't resist. And so he goes to talk to her as she's like fiddling with the source code to make him fixed or whatever. And then she like rebuffs his advances because she needs to leave and he's gonna go back. And so he leaves and he becomes meh all on his own because his heart was broken. And then he's kidnapped by the big police thing. You know the one, the giant one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's taken
It's like
back.
a big boy one.
It's a big boy. It's just a big version of the littler ones. You know what I mean?
Bosses, larger versions.
They're just bigger. So he gets got, and then High Five and Jailbreak have to go get him. And so she reveals that she is, in fact, the princess emoji that they reference very briefly in the first 5 minutes of the film and then never address
The laziest Chekhov's gun I've
It's
ever
awful.
fucking seen in my life.
It's so stupid. And then, she sings a little tune, and the Twitter bird comes and flies them to go save Jean, I guess.
Seems convenient.
Yeah.
But sure.
Also, she spent the entire movie, like, yelling at everybody about how princesses being able to summon birds with their whistling is like a harmful stereotype, and then she does it, and like the whole thing is very oriented to sound like feminist arguments. Like she has this whole speech about how like how she had to conform to what men want for her, and how women always have to do that, and I'm like, what? Who is this for?
Your literal princess emoji!
Princess emoji in a movie about how if you're bad at your job, they kill you. Like, this is not... Also, what audience is going... I have so much in my brain. And then, of course, they just completely turn it around. Like, even if they wanted to build a compelling political argument, which... Why? But even if they did, they completely 180 it because she does exactly that. Like, she does the harmful stereotype, and then it never comes up again.
So, the ending is dumb. The ending is essentially the kid who said, he deleted the app, he takes his phone to the app store or whatever is the equivalent in this universe because he wants to wipe his phone. Gene goes back and, like, does the, like, a changing emotions emoji.
Yeah, he does, like, a bunch of emojis in one. That apparently translates to the screen this time, not like last time, which only did, like, a weird mishmash of them. But now it's, like, a GIF.
Yeah, and apparently that was sufficient for the kid to look at his phone and go, huh. I'll keep it this...
Cue the most stilted conversation I've ever heard. He sends this emoji to his, like, crush, and she walks over from across the room where she is, and, like... I can't even say it. She just looks at him and goes, nice emoji. Lots of emotions in one. I get it. What? You're 14 years old. What? Although then again.
Ugh.
No, yeah, that tracks, actually.
Yeah. So that's the end of the whole fucking... That's the whole thing.
Fucking stupid.
It reminded me of... So when I watched this film, what I think I told Matt is it reminded me of when I was in 8th grade and they wanted us to write a creative story. So they gave us the printout where you had to write plot points and like character arcs in the Campbellian cycle of the hero, and they were like, okay, well, we need Just Dance in here because they just dropped like $5 million to be in the movie. We're definitely gonna need a feminist type to appeal to the female audience. We're gonna need some shitty jokes to appeal to the kids. Definitely need some Twitter references in there, but not explicitly because they didn't pay us enough. All right, we can mush this together somehow. Like, it seemed to me
weird trash
as if
sandwich.
it was... Yeah, it seemed to me as if it was a giant extended ad.
Yeah.
And they just needed to, like, kind of mush it together.
Yeah.
That's my feelings. I rate it one of those out of 10.
1 burp out of 10. God, it's just... It is audacious in its mediocrity. It is so insulting to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the last one we did of these was The Cat in the Hat, right? And I said that I felt a little bit talked down to. This is that on steroids. It is... Yeah. There is no effort made. Never mind the fact that it is almost certainly written by 60-year-olds who have never been on the internet.
Yeah.
Like... The girl, what is her name? Jailbreak.
Yeah.
She talks the way my grandmother thinks 16-year-olds talk. It's like she uses acronyms out loud, which no one has ever done.
No.
In the history of the internet, no one has said LOL out loud.
Okay,
Not like that.
Okay, not like that, but I say LMAO all the time.
You say the letters out loud?
Yeah, I do.
Oh boy. Woof. But she said what did she say? She said what was it? In my opinion, IMO. She said IMO once, and I almost spit my drink out. I was like, what? Oh god. Anyway, it's so bad. It was truly written to appeal to the most people at once, which is just not possible. And then they did the impossible, which was appealing to no one. Oh, simultaneously, no one. It's incredible.
Oh my god. This was doomed from day one. I remember the first time I saw the ad for this, and there was literally public outrage, and we all said, we're not fucking seeing this. And Sony was like, we're still in the process of writing it. We have no idea what it's going to look like yet. You remember that?
It was still bad. Yeah,
It was still bad.
Oh, yeah. It's like what happened with Sonic when the trailer came out and they pulled it.
He had fucking teeth!
He had teeth! He had teeth and human body. He had me legs. Ugh. Anyway, this isn't about that though. We'll almost certainly do one on the Sonic movie.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think we need to try and get this out of the way. What is one good thing we can say about the Emoji Movie? Anyone?
I can't even say the characters were attractive. I can't even revert to that.
I can't even go back on Bree's thing. Oh, man. Yeah, no, there's just nothing there. They tried to give sex appeal to circles, which is just insane.
I can't breathe.
And, like, the art isn't at all impressive. There's just nothing. They just copied the minions and pasted it to a screen.
Oh my god, it's not even the same studio.
It's not, I know, but it might as fucking well be. At least Illumination has some character. Oh my god, like, I stand by this. I read something that said that the Emoji Movie would be 100 times more successful and, like, appealing if the emojis didn't have the eyes that they have. Which is just absolutely true. If they just had, like, little black dots, they would have been way more endearing.
No, they need human eyes and teeth.
Ah! And hands, I guess. Oh, it's so awful.
God.
No, what is anything good? Like, there's nothing good.
I honestly, like, I wish
like,
I
the
have
voice
nothing.
performances
I've seen it 3
were, like,
times and I have nothing.
The voice performances were alright. Like, Maya Rudolph did her best.
The guy who played Gene was fucking heinous, but I just hate him as a person.
No, it just wasn't good. I didn't know anything about him as a person, and it was not good.
Okay, cool.
Oh, man.
James Corden was insufferable as usual.
I don't know, man. Like, the music was bad. They used a fucking Christina Aguilera song from when I was 11.
Oh. Was that the Genie in the Bottle?
No. It was the one that sounds like, where they use the Take On Me thing. Feel This Moment with Pitbull. Featuring Pitbull.
Oh.
Yeah, there's just nothing. I got nothing. It had bright colors. It had purposefully bright colors.
Is that a positive or is that just good color timing?
It is a thing that it had, and that is where I will leave it. What's your least favorite thing about this movie?
Oh my god, my least... If I have to pick one thing...
We have to pick one, so you go first.
I think the entire,
The whole movie. The entire thing.
You beat me to it! No, if I had to pick one thing, I think I could not stand... How... Okay, let me... Have you seen those Instagram cooking videos?
Yeah.
Where you actually have no idea where it's about to go next?
Yes.
And you're always surprised, like the one where they soak cereal in milk, and then they take the milk and they beat eggs and flour into it.
God.
And then they, like, dip chicken in it, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? That is how that movie felt to me. I felt that I could never predict where it was going to go next, but not in a positive way. More of, that wasn't even in the realm of possibilities for reasonable things I would assume would happen.
Yeah.
That was my least favorite thing.
I have already said this like 4 times. They tried to make emojis horny. They tried to hornify emojis, and that is unforgivable. They
tried to give sex appeal to circles.
They are yellow circles with hands and feet, and, like, that's it. And then they tried to make us think about them fucking, Olivia, and I can't abide that. I cannot abide this. I can't abide them putting two emojis on a boat in a Spotify wave and then trying to, like, Can You Feel the Love Tonight us with, like, I don't know, the Waltz of the Flowers or something, which hurt me.
Oh, fuck. I forgot that one scene where Jailbreak is like, I'm gonna hack us through the apps, and she just turns the internet into an actual series of tubes.
Oh, yeah! yeah, just a series of tubes, that's it. And they crawl through them.
Old people are like, the internet's really just a series of tubes, so let's just have them crawl through tubes to the next place they need to get to.
I am sure the writers thought they were so clever in doing that. God, it hurts me. But
I was dead.
Fucking put them on a boat and play soft, sultry music, and then have fucking female emoji bat her eyes at male emoji and try to make me care. How dare you? How fucking dare you?
I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like WALL-E, like they were asexual robots.
Fuck off! How dare you compare?
But it's one of those things where like they weren't trying to like turn Eve into like a fuckable object. Like it was like an intimate moment between characters.
It was cute.
Yeah. And this is like not that.
No, yeah, especially with the dancing scene where like they start dancing in synchronicity and she like looks over and the lights are all blurred behind her and she gives him this like come hither look and I wanted to vomit my lungs out. I want to know what producer watched the rough draft of this film and said, no, it's just not horny enough. I need you to ramp up the horny by like 10, maybe 15.
Oh my god, you're so mad about this.
It's so... it's chilling. Also, like, the emojis are just inherently terrifying. They're viscerally terrifying. So for someone to dare try and cross the line into sexually appealing, it's a nightmare. It is a demon from hell. This is my least favorite thing.
I've never, ever in the time we've been on this podcast have you feel this so impassioned about something.
I'm enraged. It's insane. So
what's the next question?
What's the funniest scene? So it's all gonna be funny in the wrong way, right? Like that's a given.
Yeah.
But what do you think the funniest scene was? I can't stop.
I know you're gonna go with them being in the Spotify app and looking like they're gonna fuck.
No, that's not. I have a very specific moment.
God, funniest scene.
Yeah.
You go first.
Okay, well, it's not exactly a scene. It's more of a collection of scenes, and I just was tickled pink by the fact that even emojis have abusive marriages. Like, I can't stress this enough for anybody who hasn't seen this film. I am not exaggerating. Gene runs away, and after that, we didn't really go into this in the summary, but after that, his parents go looking for him, and with almost zero provocation, the father, whose name I believe is Mel, just starts full-on blaming the mother, and berating her and saying, like, if you hadn't been so soft on him, he wouldn't have turned off this way.
Whoa, Brooke.
Yeah?
That's way more emotion than Mel put in.
Oh, no, you're right. He said, if you hadn't been so soft on him, he wouldn't have turned out this way. Which is what we had to listen to for a collective of about 30 minutes. Yeah. Which is too damn long.
Yeah, and then she'd go back, she'd be like, don't blame me for him running away. And then he goes, I'm just saying, and he's your son.
They have this whole argument, which is just straight up abusive. Like, it's verbally abusive, which is crazy because it's all said in this monotone, so it almost fools you into thinking it's not. And I have to wonder which writer was just reliving their entire growing up existence while they were writing the script, because it was just a little too real.
Ooh.
Right? Like for a kid's movie, all of a sudden it turns to, well, it's your fault that he's like this. No, it's not. It's your fault. He always got this from your side of the family. And like,
I would like to believe the first draft they accidentally wrote Kevin instead of Gene, and they're like, Kevin,
buddy,
you want to
you can't
talk about this, or
are you seeing a therapist, or?
Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. No, I'm sorry. You write my own name out of habit. And they're like,
oh god. Yeah, so like eventually it escalates to the point where the mom leaves him. Like straight up says that she doesn't want to see him ever again.
I'm sorry. She says, I don't ever want to see you ever again. And he goes, wait. It's a moving scene.
It's really touching, actually. The emotion that the voice actors had to put into it, it was really taxing for them. I heard they had to take breaks in between the takes because it was so hard on them. And eventually they end up in the photos, like app, the photo album of the kids' family's trip to Paris, and they end up having.
First of all, fuck off!
Oh no! The scene ends with the line, "We'll always have Paris," and I wanted to throw something. Like, how dare you? What? Anyway, so it comes to find out that the husband, who has been blaming the mom this entire time, is actually literally the reason why Jean is like this, because, turns out the multiple emotions thing is hereditary, and the dad has it as well. So what
Genetics?
the fuck? Oh, boy. Wow. Wow. If you were here, I would have hit you. Oh, God. This isn't even a belly laugh funny thing. I just thought it was so incredibly hilarious that some writer thought it was a good idea to input his own childhood trauma onto a page and then just make a movie.
Write what you feel, Kevin. Write what you feel, and it's authentic.
I went to Chapman, goddammit. I'm going to use this for my art. God. It's just so much. And in a movie where this has no place whatsoever, like, we already have so many moving parts, and then There's parents are gonna, like, get a divorce, I guess. Man, it's rich.
Emoji divorce court is unrelenting.
Yeah, they really screw the male emojis, I've heard.
Oh my god.
Boy. So that's my thing, yeah.
Now I remembered my favorite one.
Oh, good.
We touched briefly on the pirating app.
Yeah.
That was the most hilarious one to me because there were so many just forced puns that were just so fucking heinous. Ugh. Like, the bartender is a Trojan horse. There's actual internet trolls. Oh. And it's just the fact that the dialogue would derail by him saying, "This is my friend Trojan horse," and he's like, and it's a horse.
Right,
like, if you just showed the horse, we would have known.
Probably could have figured it out. Because then he turns around and there's a virus inside of him, right? That they talk to, and it's like, okay, I get it. But then they say the name out loud, and it's like, yeah, I know, I'm here with you. I see it. We're on this journey together.
So that one actually made me laugh because I'm like, God, it's unrelenting.
Yeah, they just barrage you. It's an assault on the senses. God, yeah. It's fucking awful.
That's my favorite. That's my most hilarious scene.
What have we learned about ourselves, Olivia? I
realized that my enjoyment that I receive from horrible films is concerning. Because you hated this and you're like, my life, you texted me 30 minutes into it, my life force is being actively drained.
I was texting somebody else, and I like mistyped 4 different times, and they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, yeah, it's fine. It's just that my IQ is about 10 right now because I'm watching the Emoji Movie." And that was all I needed to say. God, it was
Oh my god,
so
and
awful.
what were the final words you said to me when it was done?
I said, "I finished it and not a moment too soon." The end of my notes, it says the last 2 things are, "The emojis are so viscerally terrifying," and then "Jesus Christ."
God, it was really, it's a fucking wild ride. And then, like, the kid at the end becomes popular because he has a weird fucked up emoji. And people are like, damn, that shit's cool. Which I have to imagine, what kind of social atmosphere results in this creating a cool person?
Look, I
you know?
get that, like, this movie is not exactly embracing reality, but it's just, they got nothing right. Not even a second of the internet is characterized correctly. Not even a moment of phone culture. Like, the apps are wrong. The language is wrong. The way that the kids talk about the internet and phones are wrong. Oh, no, I just remembered the best part of this entire film.
What?
I can extend my disbelief a pretty long way. But where I will not, I will die on this hill, I will not stand for a movie claiming to me that a freshman in high school notices that something is wrong with his phone and then calls a cell service provider on his own and makes an appointment right then and there. You will
Oh my
never.
god, I'd sooner die.
I would rather kill myself than call my internet and cell service provider and make an appointment. Are you kidding? That's why the Genius Bar exists. I can just go online. I can go online and ask for an appointment. I never have to speak to another human being. That's why that's there. And like, and the other thing is he calls and he immediately connects to a human person, and I laughed out loud.
No, bitch, that's not how this works.
No, if you don't go through 12 different steps and like automated menus and then get rerouted to the beginning at least two times.
And they play the same old song the whole time, which
like an
we all are
hour.
aware is just a strategy to get you to hang up. You have to beat them. You have to
It's a mind
outlast
game.
that song, and you have to fucking win.
It's mental waterboarding, Olivia.
Yeah, Matt, I remember, Matt, as an aside, to bring like a lighter note, Matt and I have never had a good time with Time Warner Cable.
Yes.
And it was so funny when he moved to his studio apartment. He called them and said, "I'm off of work at 5. Do you have anything after 5?" And they're like, "Sir, we close at 5. We have nothing after 5." Right? And so he's like, "Olivia, can you go sit there all day?" And they were like, "All right, we're going to be there at like 12. So I get there at 10 and I wait all the way until 5:30 when Matthew shows up from work and he goes, "Did they show up to hook up the internet?" And I go, "No." And he's like, "Well, I'm fucking hungry. Let's just go to In-N-Out." We leave at 5:35 and then Matt gets a notification that says they left because they showed up at 5:43 and we weren't there.
I'm gonna scream.
And so Matt calls them and they pick up and they go, "Hi, welcome to Time Warner Cable." And before she can finish her spiel, he goes, "Transfer me to someone with power."
Oh, boy.
And she's like, "I'm sorry." And he's like, "Transfer me to someone that can do something." And she's like, "Okay." And like transfers him. And he goes, "I need you to explain to me why somebody was at my apartment an hour after you guys said you close, when I specifically requested you'd show up after 5. And it was like, now he was on the phone for 3 hours to get to that point.
Oh, my God.
So you're telling me a 16-year-old boy is, 1, immediately connected, but 2, is given someone that is
Competent?
helpful?
No, I don't believe it. I don't buy it. Bullshit.
disagree.
Bullshit.
Anyway, and what would you rate the Emoji Movie? I rated it 1 burp out of 10 stars.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I think it's appropriate to give it a 0, considering it is the same shape as those sexy little circles, so...
Are you sure you don't want to give it a... meh?
Fuck off. You're banished.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. So
This
that was
is a
the
good
Emoji Movie. Yeah, it was
God, it was horrible from start to finish. It was a
This is one that
beautiful, beautiful disaster.
I hope people watched it before listening, because this was unintelligible otherwise.
The episode where we finally have a meltdown.
Was the Emoji Movie, of all the things. I needed this. I'm in the middle of my my heavy hitter research, and it's
sad.
it's real bad. It's pretty bad. So you got that to look forward to.
Oof.
Well, thanks for listening to that slice of heaven. We have social media and things as usual. Our social media is at TTKMeUp on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We also have a website, which is ttkmeup.com. We have a brand new photo that a friend of mine who's an artist actually drew for us. She has done art for us in the past, and now we have a brand new shiny photo that is on our site. Now you can see it there. Her name is Cassandra Belomo. I believe her Instagram handle is at Cassandwich
Wonderful.
I think it's written on the site. Anyway, we also are taking submissions for Campfire Horror Stories all the time, and those should go to our email, which is ttkmeup@gmail. Our site has links to our Patreon. We have 6 now, I think. 6 patrons? Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, and then we also have our links to a merch store through TeePublic. I think that's all of them. Oh, if you like our show and you want us to do more of the show, go ahead and give us a review on wherever you get your podcasts. That can be either iTunes or Stitcher or Spotify. I think you can do reviews on Spotify. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Never mind. Don't do Spotify.
This is embarrassing for you.
Yeah, this is the most embarrassing moment of my life. I didn't just talk about how circles are sexy or anything, so...
Also, I was going to say, we received a Patreon message from Alice.
Oh, yes!
She was looking up something for a cheap, fixed blade, she said, in, 2008. This is reference to our Hitler Youth episode, and Amazon... it sells replica Hitler Youth knives.
Which is fucking insane. Oh my god.
Yeah, so thank you, Alice, for that fun little tidbit.
God,
and now
crazy.
you get to know that the knives that were awarded to the Hitler Youth that were able to survive the Hitler Youth training camps are being copied and resold at an affordable price. It's Prime Day as we're recording, so... I'm sorry, you're probably going to miss that deal by the time that we upload. Too much?
Oh, God. Bezos.
Bezos. You hate Bezos so much.
Lick my asshole, Bezos. Just deliver me my Nazi propaganda replica straight to my door. 2-day shipping. Thanks, Jeff!
She does not. If you're talking about Jeff Bezos this Saturday...
Guess you're just gonna have to find out, huh?
Ooh, interesting.
Saucy.
Anyway.
Thanks for listening. We love you as usual.
We love you all so much.
Thank you for putting up with my yelling. God.
Please, don't watch this film. If you've already watched this, I'm so sorry.
I apologize. We're sorry. We're so sorry.
But we love you.
Bye!
Bye!
Oh boy.
The Evidence Locker is a weekly podcast about international true crime. Made by hardcore true crime fans, it's somewhat grungy. Join us as we explore the dark corners of the globe. We've covered cases from Sweden, Brazil, Australia, and the US, to mention a few. Find us on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts.